Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Limitless, Live Better Now with Chris Hemsworth. Yes, Thor, although you will not hear them mention Thor, at least in the first episode. I think this is his second series called Limitless. There was just one Limitless. But I don't know, it seems like it's the same series, but the subtitle is different. I don't know. There's only 3 episodes in this one. They vary between 41 and 49 minutes long each. It's from 2025. And so, yeah, we get to see Chris. I think the previous season or series had more episodes. I could be wrong. And we have watched it in a previous episode, possibly many years ago. I'm not really sure. This one continues this focus on mental health, brain health. He, I think, has had either some scares or at least some hereditary issues where he is worried that at some point as he's getting older he may lose some of his cognitive abilities. He's worried about memory. He's worried about. I shouldn't say worried. He's definitely has a focus and a concern with retaining his faculties as long as he can, and we all want that. It's just, we don't want to fall into something like dementia or dealing with having to others to have to deal with Alzheimer's on our behalf. I know that is a concern of mine. My memory is not getting better over time. It's basically the show takes Chris in places that will challenge him on a number of different ways, and either improving or helping to retain memory, retain patterns, retain his ability to, at least in this first episode, which is, I think, called Brain Power. The second one here is Pain, and let's see, the third one, Brain Power, Pain, and Risk. So each of these practices that he puts himself through, very uncomfortable situations. You figure that the big muscly dude who's playing Thor is just cool as anything, and he is tough as nails. Sure, he is to a degree, but he's as vulnerable as anyone else. So his struggles are just like anybody else, even though he's got a much better bod than most of us. Some of us. But he sets himself these challenges, and yes, it's produced. It's not like something he's just going to go in. I'm going to decide to go join an acrobat team at Cirque du Soleil. No, I'm going to learn to play drums. No, it's all put together as part of the show, but also through various proven ways to help people's brain function either improve or maintain. And one of those ways is to, in some cases, in one way that they suggested, is that he learned how to play an instrument. He had some understanding of how to play guitar. He can do a few chords here and there, but that's not really going to be a challenge. So he ends up learning how to play drums, and he's got a deadline because he's going to be performing one song with his friend Ed Sheeran. Yeah. You may not think that, okay, Ed Sheeran doesn't have really complex types of. He's not going to be doing Rush songs. He's not going to be doing Neil Peart stuff. Forgive me if I pronounced that wrong. Peart, whatever. Neil. He's not doing the rest in peace Neil Peart songs. But yeah, as we learn, one of his other friends is in a band. I can't remember what it's called. They're Australian, and they're a metal band. Parkview. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, they're a little bit heavier than Ed Sheeran. So he's discovering the difference between each of these things as he kind of gets judged by the band themselves as he tries to fill in one of the songs privately. He discovers that it's not so much a matter of keeping rhythm. It's a matter of keeping pace, not speeding up or slowing down at the wrong time. Um, and with metal, I guess because it's very consistent, it's faster. There might be a little bit more leeway than it would be if you're playing a slow song, because it's much more noticeable when the spaces suddenly get closer together, the beats get closer together, or they get further apart, depending on how you're playing. So an Ed Sheeran song plays, and you're going faster because you're nervous, or you're slowing down because you're confused. Well, that can cause a problem. And along the way, he actually is the therapist, the doctor who's sort of creating these challenges for him. And it's not like it's a game show or something. It's actual processes, but they are obviously a little bit more visual. Not anybody else who would be treated by her, and for some reason her name is not. I'm not seeing her name listed in the credits here. I think she might have been in the previous series. I'm not sure, or the previous season of Limitless. And also, this is not the scripted TV series called Limitless, or the movie starring Ben. Rocket Raccoon. So, either way, my brain not work good. She challenges him to create patterns in another way in order to learn things that will hopefully help him improve in his playing drums, and that is something that even seems stranger. He gets to train in some techniques with Cirque du Soleil, and you're like, that doesn't seem to connect at all. But as you see it go on, it makes a little bit more sense. And it's not the kind of thing that any of us would be prescribed by our mental health or our therapist in any way, physical or mental. It's something that a celebrity of his range would get to do. Hey, you know what? Your doctor's not going to say, you know what, your mental health is slipping, your brain, your mental retention is not doing so great. How about you practice with Cirque du Soleil, and we'll get you a gig playing a song in Romania with Ed Sheeran. That's not going to be a thing that's happening to any of us, but makes it for a much more interesting show, rather than him playing the county fair in front of like nobody. It would be exciting for the people in the audience. Like suddenly they're just here for like a country rock band, and there's like, hey, guess what? Chris Hemsworth is going to be playing drums for a song. and oh, good, a good 100 people see it. No, 70,000 people got to see him perform, and you feel nervous for him. This is something that he could. Yeah, sure, you could say it's acting, but at the same time, no, I think he's very much in a situation where he is out of his depth. When the other members of that metal band start seeing him play, and they get him to play something faster, he's sloppy, and he's really sloppy. I've grown up around musicians, and not just school band musicians. I've grown up, well, I don't know if I should say grown up. I spent most of my early adult life with bands, and yeah. You can, when you've seen the same band enough, you know when they mess up, and it's cute when they mess up. Sometimes you go, oh, my favorite band just messed up. Oh well, let's start over and play again. When suddenly you have a favorite, you're in the audience and you have a favorite song, and they make this point in the video. But when you're going to a concert and you see your favorite musician performing, and you get to hear your favorite song. This is a song that we got married to, or whatever it is, and freaking Thor is in here screwing up the song. Ugh. I paid how many hundreds of dollars for this ticket? Yeah, or whatever the Romanian money is. Yeah, and so you feel nervous for Chris, and honestly, it made me just tense up, worried that it's gonna mess up, even though you kind of know that. I mean, it could have really gone badly. Maybe there's a shot where he did mess it up and it worked out. They did in a second take. I have no idea. I didn't keep track of Ed Sheeran's tour dates. I don't know how many years ago this was, even though this was filmed and it was released in 2025, so it had to be some point before that. So yeah, you get I got really nervous for Chris, just seeing him do something that has the potential to be really embarrassing, especially on his scale. Me doing this, part of me, the reason why I did have started this now 2,400 and some episodes of this, was to get over my ability to speak in front of an audience, even though I don't see anybody. It's a matter of one, being able to retain what I just saw and be able to speak about it ad lib, just off the top of my head. I make a if you can't tell, I make a very clear point of not having notes and not just scripting everything for me. This is what I thought about this. Some people have asked, why don't you do a script? It might come out better. Yeah, it probably would come out better if I scripted this. But then if I scripted every single episode, I would do one episode a week in this series. If I was going to complete everything that's on Disney Plus, it would take me decades, centuries. I'm finishing everything on Disney Plus, unless they really start stacking stuff up. But and I'm going to finish probably this year, unless again they really start stacking up. But the reason I did this was, one, to work on my memory, two, help to improve, and believe it or not, I have improved. I might still suck, but my ability, if you look at my very first episodes compared to now, I feel that I'm a bit more coherent, even though I do ramble. I still do ramble. Again, my brain just goes, did I remember saying that? Oh, yeah, no, maybe, I don't know, let's say it again. But it's me working on my brain, the same way Chris is working on his brain. He just looks better doing it. So yeah, for me, it's working on retaining what I wanted to talk about, everything I wanted to talk about, and then spitting it out in hopefully a coherent way. In some cases, it works out pretty good. I'm really happy with my episodes. Sometimes I'm not so happy because I know I'm filming it at 4 a.m. or something. I'm super tired, and I just sort of ramble my way through it. Hello, it seems like every episode, I'm sure. But it's helping to build up my confidence, which doesn't sound like I have much by the way I talk about myself. But yeah, no, it's for me, and the reason why Chris is doing this is to sort of build up something. I think if I wasn't doing this, sure, I might have a little bit more time on my hands to do other stuff. But I think I wouldn't have as much confidence to speak in my speaking. I have emceed. I've stood on stages in front of thousands of people already in the 90s. And I introduced bands, some that you've heard of. I've introduced bands, and I know I sounded horrible. I know I wasn't great. Other times, man, I wish I had more confidence. And so this is telling me, yeah, you know what? Sometimes you got to do the scary stuff. Sometimes you got to just do it and over and over and over again. Practice until you find that confidence, find that ability. And this is what this is all about. And it's not just doing it for the sake of, I want to be professional in one way or another. It's a matter of helping your brain health, retaining, so that your brain is around a whole lot longer, or just as long as the rest of your body, that it's still there in that place and time. So these kind of things mean a lot to me as I see him do this. So yeah, give it a shot. Give it a look. I mean, obviously, if you're a fan of Chris's, whether it's through Thor or through whatever else that he's done, this is a chance to get to see somebody take a shot at failing. And some of the stuff that they preview that's coming up in the next 2 episodes is absolutely terrifying. It's absolutely harrowing. Stuff that I don't have the physical ability to do, but man, you need a whole lot more than physical. It needs to be mental in order to get through these things, and that's what this is all about. So that's all I got to say about that. Tomorrow, I've already remembered. I can remember what we're watching tomorrow because it's Sunday, and we have a series within a series now. For a long time, I've tried to keep away from doing the shark stuff because we would get 2-3 shark episodes a week, randomly picked. This is normally randomly picked, and I didn't want to do a jam of all the shark stuff for one episode because I figured, you know what, let's just do the full episodes. So I made it into a weekly thing, and this is going to be the beginning, even though we just did one last week. That was the end of last year's Shark Fest episodes. This is the first of a Shark Fest episode for 2026. It is going to be it's going to be hammerheads up close with Bertie Gregory. Bertie Gregory, again, is super enthusiastic about nature and creatures of all shapes and sizes on land and water and the air. He is going to take a look at some hammerhead sharks. He's looked at sharks before, but we're going to specifically look at hammerhead sharks on the next episode. Hammerhead sharks up close with Bertie Gregory on the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.